Hey guys, welcome to Braddels Gaming in the second episode of this Far Cry 5 custom map series, where I take you guys through previews and gameplays in the one video of a map that I recently made. So there we go, there's Braddels Gaming, and I decided I would get on this very high vantage point so I could show you what I've built. This map is called Scrapyard. It's set in a scrapyard in a Montana rural sort of setting. And yeah, now I will show you a 360-degree view of this map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically play through each section and tell you, sort of my choices when I built this map of why I structured things where they are. This map took me 14.5 hours to complete, mostly over one weekend. I did, however, spend a few additional days just, implementing some invisible barriers and making sure that, everything else was in line. And how can I forget Braddels Gaming YouTube? There's another one of my celebrity endorsements to myself. I remember seeing this episode of Arthur, and it was about Arthur trying to sell all his stuff from his garage. And Muffy was like, you need to do some celebrity endorsement or something, like, call someone and pretend, you're saying how good your product is. And so I figured, that was, putting that sign where it was on both sides of the map was a subtle way that I could sort of tap into people's subconscious, so that later when they were bored they could go on YouTube and they would just somehow wound up on my page, if you will. So yeah, that's basically the 360-degree view from a high vantage point. You can see all the map there, but now I'm going to go more specifically into each part. Now initially when spawning into my map, the map does look very large, and I feel like part of this is that I made the map within a map, sort of. So I wanted to make the players feel like they were part of a larger world. I wanted to make this feel like this was a game in Far Cry 5, a scrapyard if you will, and that, it was set in a Montana open world. I figured that my map could almost be set in a Montana world, with all the trees, the roads leading out of the map, and then the backdrop of the mountains in the distance. And so yeah, when you sort of spawn into this map, it does feel kind of large, but I felt like I made the map a good size in that I made it so that players would be able to find other enemy players without having to spend ages to look for them, but it wasn't so small that, spawn killing became an issue. And what I'm quickly going to do here is I'm going to time myself to see how long it takes me to get from the further side of the map to the other, just so you guys can kind of get by time how fast it takes me to get to the other side, so you can compare the distance with other maps and that sort of thing. So here I go. I'm going to time myself right about now. Alright, so that took me just over 20 seconds. So as you can see for yourselves, it's really not that much of a big map. It just seems big. And yeah, so that sort of gives you a bit of, scale. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to debunk each section. So, two of the spawns are back here. And I feel like this is a really good place because you really can't be spawn killed in a way. One of the deceptive features is that you can't crawl under this train carriage, and in a way it's good because it works both ways. On the other side you can't crawl from the other side. I just realized I'm going to mute my TV because otherwise you're going to get the echo. But hopefully for the start of the video it wasn't too much of an issue. But what it means is that attackers can't crawl under the carriage and really press onto your spawn. No one can come from up there because there's invisible barriers blocking them. The only way that, enemies can really, spawn kill you, I guess, is to jump up onto this sort of train carriage or jump over here. But by the time they jump, it gives you quite a lot of ample time to be able to shoot them by the time they get over this part. Although I don't think spawn killing is really going to be too much of an issue. I think people are just really going to want to explore my map and, this being team deathmatch, people are really just gonna want to go for those kills. There's a few ammo boxes around the spawns, just giving you a bit more ammunition for the fight. And what I've given both teams is this limited edition Blood Dragon Sniper. It's kind of like an Easter egg in a way. I kind of just added it for a bit of fun, but also because most of the classes, well, all of the classes are designed for close range engagements, so I felt that the sniper would be important to have for anyone that kind of wanted to just snipe from a distance, or for any of the longer engagements in this map. And what I'll do really quickly is I'll just run to the other side of the map. I'm actually going to debunk, sort of the debunking this preview from the other side of the map, just because that's how I planned it out. So we're going to start over here, and this is a vehicle. And you guys may be wondering, what the heck is a vehicle going to be of use to me in such a confined map like this one? And as you guys can see from me playing it right now, I'm not going the fastest speed in this vehicle, so I'm probably going to be very easy to be shot out of the driver's seat by any enemy that sees me in this vehicle. So you think, what sort of gameplay strategy is this going to be used for? Like, what use is this car going to have? And that may be your initial opinion, but one thing I realized it's great for is it kind of creates an interactive movable cover that you can use for yourself. So for example, I just put it there, and what it does is it really allows you to have an extra sort of point of cover. Normally this part of the map, the middle part of the map, is quite open. You can be shot from any direction, but parking this car here allows you to duck behind it and just use, this sort of scrap here, this vehicle, and then this hill as cover to advance on the enemy from, going this way over here. Now, I think I've actually got this truck stuck now, so I probably can't reverse, can I? No, it's going to be too hard, I think. But one of the other uses for that car, pretty much the same use anyway, is in this really open area here. You could park the car right here, and what it's going to do is it's going to narrow the pathway for the enemy to get through. So if you park the car right here, the pathway for them to get to you would only be this narrow gap here, or this narrow gap on either side of the cars. They could also come around here, but I figured that if you park the car so that the bonnet was facing this way, you basically just camp yourself behind the bonnet, and anyone who tried to walk through the tiny gaps, you could just easily pick them off as they walked around the corner. So that's one of the uses for the cars that I've implemented in the map. There's only 2 of them. They're probably not going to be used too much. I think a lot of people are just going to see them as gimmicks, but for anyone watching this video, that's just a cool sort of idea that I thought I'd give you guys if you wanted to sort of use that, either for your map creations or when playing this map yourself. Now we come to a very stark contrast in the map's design. We have this really open road where, the sniper is probably going to be the best sort of weapon for this sort of engagement here. Now, one of the things I want to point out real quickly is that I wanted this map to have all sorts of different engagements. So you've got your long distance engagements, you've got your close engagements in the shipping container sort of area, and you've got your medium engagements, which is on the other side of the map, which I will show you guys shortly. Now, this part of the map is definitely going to be suited to people who really like close quarters sort of combat. There's a lot of tight corners, that you've got to clear out. And one thing that I decided to do was I decided not to put any invisible barriers on these containers. I decided to allow players to be able to jump on them. And the decision behind this was that I figured that, some cheeky person is going to say, well, this area is so close, I can pretty much camp in this corner with my shotgun, and anyone who comes around the corner, I basically got them 100% killed. And so by allowing players to jump on these containers, it basically stops people from camping on this part of the map. If anyone is camping here, you can just jump the container and bang, they're dead. So it's as simple as that. It's sort of like a 50-50 way. Players can choose to camp here if they want, but it's also a very risky proposition, even if initially it does seem pretty easy for you to spawn, well, not spawn kill, but kill anyone that comes around the corner. They can pretty much do the same thing to you. They just jump in these containers and bam, they've got you pretty much. That was a bit of a failure, but anyway, moving on back to the red team spawn, I believe it is. There's Braddels Gaming again. Yeah. No, but I really like these train containers. The shipping containers, yeah, they're good for jumping and stuff, but they're too narrow and they don't really have, well, none of them really have the ability for you to go inside of them. The only one that does is this one over here, this one here, which just kind of looks a lot bland in comparison to all the other ones, you know, all the different colors that all these other shipping containers have on them, like red, yellow, and blue. As opposed to these train containers, who are not just colorful, but they've got all the assets that you'd want attached to them. They've got these nice little ramps, they've got the nice little railings there for detail, and so, you know, it's pretty much a already completed structure that you don't really have to do much with. You just have to rotate it to where you want it to be. And so, you know, I thought this was a really good asset because it allowed players to, well, it was kind of like a connecting lane, if you will. It allowed players to get to this side of the map, but then it also allowed players to easily transport themselves to that side of the map over there or through the middle. So it was a really good connective pathway. Yeah, here you just have some more scrap. Obviously this is a scrapyard, so I decided to add a lot of scrap cover and detail to the map, just to give the, you know, scrapyard vibes. And if you guys watch a channel update, you would know that I basically gave this map slogan as a beautiful setting. Wait, no. What, I can't even remember what I said. It was like, I said like a beautiful map in an ugly setting or something like that. Well, it's a scrapyard, so that's where ugly comes from. But it's also pretty beautiful with all the colors that I put in it. You know, it's daytime. You know, it's nice blue sky. So yeah. Now, this is a pretty gimmicky part of the map. The center does lead to everywhere, but it's a very risky proposition for anyone who wishes to go there, as you know, you can pretty much be hit from any direction. As I said, that truck might give you some additional cover to move through the middle if you so wish, but you know, the sniper here is really going to be a, you know, overpowered weapon, I feel, or a very good weapon to use here, because you're just going to have all this sort of elevated position over the enemy for anyone who does, you know, stupidly walk through there. I'm sorry for anyone who likes to use the middle of maps, but I'm telling you, if you're watching this video, I definitely strongly recommend against it, just because, yeah, it's very open. You can be hit from any direction. So, yeah, watch out for that. Now we're going. Wow, my commentary is getting worse as this video progresses. But here we have the last lane that I'm going to show you before showing you guys some multiplayer gameplay of this map. Now, instead of, you know, going into this very open pathway right here, you might want to just use these buses, which provide some really good cover, I suppose. You just crouch and, you know, just crawl through them. And yeah, what it does is it means that you don't have to expose yourself to such an open pathway, such as out here. You can use this bus as a really great way for cover. And also, sorry about that, it provides a nice little peephole for you to aim and shoot. So, as you can see, the shotgun does reach that range. So it's basically a very perfect way for you to interact with the cover here. And yeah, just some more scrap. You know, this scrap provides some nice cover, another sort of peephole that you can use to just, you know, aim, go back in, shoot if there's an enemy there. Got a food truck serving up hot dogs at 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, this map is set at 5 o'clock, so you won't be able to, you know, eat any of the hot dogs. But no, that is definitely a wrecked food truck. I was very disappointed that there wasn't more food trucks. I thought they could really, you know, add more assets, well, add more food trucks to the editor. You know, some more customizable ones, maybe ones that had hot dogs on them, or Asian fusion, or something just crazy like that. But it's no big deal. You know, we have some more pieces of cover here. And yeah, this is the part of the map that I feel is going to be sort of your medium engagement sort of area. You know, you could use a sniper here, but I feel like anyone who's coming through that doorway, okay, it's probably going to be an instant kill if you get them coming right out that doorway. But if there's a couple of them, you know, they're quickly just going to do some jumping from side to side. They're going to do some crouching to put your sniping off, and then they're pretty much just going to spray kill you with their shotgun or their SMG. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is one of those areas that you would probably use the SMG because of its medium distance engagement. And just quickly before I show you guys the other team's spawn, I'm just going to show you guys some cool little spots that you can hide in. I've got these tubs, or bins if you will, over here as well, that you can use just to sort of get a jump on the enemy, or perhaps maybe let them walk past you, then you can pop out of there and basically just follow them and take them down from behind. Yeah, this is, you know, you can't get through here. You know, I wanted to enclose the players in a map size, as I said earlier, that was big enough for them to not be able to press up and spawn kill, but still small enough that you'd be able to easily find each other. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, before I show you guys this team spawn, we have a neat little trench sort of area here. Obviously not a trench because it's not like it's a ditch or anything, but you know, we got these sandbags, nice little furniture. Is this destructible? No, not really. Okay, because it's part of the asset probably. But one thing I figured is that a lot of new players to this map, and this is also another reason why you don't want to travel through the middle, is if you're coming from this direction, you're probably not really going to see this sort of trench area. You're probably just going to walk past it. If you do see it, it's going to be really hard to see it anyway because it's going to be at the corner of your eye or the corner of your vision. So you're really not going to be able to see it when you come around that corner. So I feel a lot of new players are pretty much just going to, if they come from this direction, they're just going to run right past, and it's going to give you a greater advantage to shoot them from behind or from the side or whatever without them knowing what hit them. So yeah, this is basically a nice little area that if you're on that team spawn, you can use as a defensive sort of area to stop people from pressing up or whatnot. But yeah, now we come back to this team spawn and have another one of those vehicles. Now, if I was the person who spawned in this team, if I had enough time, probably wouldn't really have enough time, but it would probably be best to destroy this vehicle. I didn't add any explosives to this map because a few of the covers are destructible by explosive, and so if I added explosives, all those covers would quickly disappear from the map and it would become very open, and all of a sudden the gameplay wouldn't be as good, I think. So I took explosions out of the map, apart from these ammo boxes, which of course, as you guys know, do explode when you shoot at them, but they're not really going to be an issue. As you can see here, this one sort of spreads a little bit, but it doesn't go so far that it spreads and pretty much puts fire to the whole building. It goes out by itself pretty quickly, as you just saw. But yeah, I'd definitely probably destroy this vehicle because it's going to allow good cover when you come out of this spawn room. But yeah, this toolbox table can also be used as a nice little cover. If I can sort of, no I can't, but still, if anyone comes through this doorway or this doorway and you're here with a shotgun, I don't think they have any chance of killing you whatsoever. As I said again, there's no explosives, that means grenades as well, so you can't just chuck a grenade and then get a sneaky double kill from the two people that spawned in here. But I've also added a lot of shed spawn points around the map, so even if you do get pressed by the other enemy team, you're not really going to have too much of an issue because hopefully the shed spawn points work in the way that they should, and you'll be able to quickly escape from, you know, a press if the other team tries to spawn kill you. Now, you can actually get, come on man, you can actually get on top of this platform here. Now, I don't think it's too bad of a decision to allow players to get up here. It also gives them an alternative option if they are being pinned down by the enemy team, because it gives them a bit of an elevated position. If any enemies come from this direction, they're still going to be they're still going to be able to spot you very easily. I'll demonstrate it quickly for you guys here. As they come through here, you know, their vision is going to be up here. It's not going to be down here at the floor, so they're going to be able to see you pretty easily. I'd say the best spot you want to be if you decide to go up here is this one here. Anyone who comes through this doorway is basically going to be wiped out straight away by your shotgun or by your jump takedown. And also anyone that comes through here, they're not going to really know what hit them if you're here. And also if they come through that doorway as well. So yeah, this is probably the best spot to be. But again, I don't think there's going to be too many people camping here, because if you camp here for the whole duration of the game, you're probably only going to get 1 or 2 kills. Whereas if you go and explore the map, which I've created for you guys, you're really going to be able to have a lot more fun and pick up a lot more kills. So I don't think there's going to be too many people camping there. I feel like it's only going to be a last resort option for anyone who feels like they're being pinned down from the enemy as a result of a zone sort of, a press spawn killing strategy by the enemy team. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this preview. I definitely talked a lot more in this preview than I did in the last one, and this video is going to be significantly longer because after this there is gameplay as well. So I hope you guys didn't mind the slightly longer video. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and this walkthrough. Tell me in the comment section if you'd like me to reduce these sort of walkthroughs, or if you like the duration that they are right now, and I will adjust accordingly. But otherwise, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the multiplayer gameplay which I'm about to show you. And if you enjoy the video, remember to give it a like and subscribe, and also press the bell icon next to the subscribe button, because apparently YouTube doesn't notify subscribers unless you actually hit the bell icon. So if you want to see my latest videos first, and I definitely have a lot of those videos planned for the next coming weeks, I definitely suggest you hit the bell icon so you get notifications straight away. But that is it from me. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and have yourself a nice and enjoyable rest of your day.
Team Deathmatch. First kill. to victory. You're close to victory. Victory is imminent. You are triumphant.